Fans, friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show with your host Ram this on a Friday. And well, on this Cricket Happening Show, right now, as you know, always I give you a lunch update, but today it's not a lunch update. Today, I'll have to leave a bit early. So basically, I see that Australia have lost one more wicket. They resumed at the overnight score of 25 for 2. And right now I see they are 48 for 3. They have lost Darren Bravo today early in the morning. Josh Hazlewood taking the wicket when David Warner I would say, jumped full length to actually pick up the catch, and he was a goner. And now, right now, while I'm talking to you, the update coming in on this third day's play here in session 1 at the Dominic Park in Roseau is West Indies are really struggling. As you know, Australia are leading by 170 runs, and right now they are still 122 runs in arrears as the West Indies score reads 48 for 3. Marlon Samuels is not out on 3. Shane Dowd is the Test debutant, is not out on 10. We'll come back to that, and also I'll be talking about some cricket news. And in this cricket news, the focus will be on England, as we all know that one of the players passed away in 2014, and that was Phil Hughes of Australia. And today, this person, Craig Kieswetter of England, once again, it brings into focus about whether the headgear is good enough to protect the batsman nowadays, with the balls really flying at some good pace. And today the victim has been Craig Kieswetter, who was hit on the eye, as you know, when he was playing for Northamptonshire. And unfortunately, a very sad end to a cricketing career. But definitely the only difference being that Craig Kieswetter realized that it is not possible for him to get the same form going, and he has decided that he has taken retirement from international cricket. And I think that was the right choice. But definitely it is bringing into focus because what has happened now, one person passed away, Phil Hughes, and now Craig Kieswetter's international career has ended because of that injury that he suffered on his eye. So that is something I'll be looking at. I'll be speaking about that. But first, let me get on to this particular match and take you down from where I left off yesterday. And as you would remember, Australia were Adam Voges was really doing all the hard work there, and as I said, the lower order had to actually survive. And well, let me tell you that Adam Voges got all the support that he needed from all the lower order batsmen, with Johnson making 20 with 1 boundary. We had Nathan Lyon making 22 with 3 boundaries. Josh Hazlewood was the one who really gave a very good support to Adam Voges, not only to reach a century, but also to see to it that Australia got a 170 run lead in this test match, with Australia all out for 318. And the man who really stood out was, what a record. There was a record yesterday. Adam Voges, who was making his test debut, and now has become the oldest player in the history of test cricket to score a century on test debut. And as you know, Adam Voges' age was 35. He made his test debut at the age of 35, and previously this particular record was held by a former Zimbabwean wicketkeeper and batsman, David Houghton, who had this, and now that record has been broken. So Adam Voges has become the oldest person on test debut to score a century in test cricket, and he remained not out on 130 with 13 fours and 1 6. And I will say that Adam Voges, one has to really doff the hat to Adam Voges, because on a pitch where each and every batsman struggled because of the unevenness on the pitch, Devendra Bishu was bowling superbly. I thought Adam Voges has stood the litmus test pretty well, and he has come up trumps. And I would say this has been something that Adam Voges would remember all his life. At the age of 35, making his test debut and making a century, and that too, what a century, on a very tricky pitch he has done it. So Adam Voges, I think, is really destined for greater things. if this is going to be any indication, because on a tricky pitch when you play, you have to negotiate it very well, because the ball was tipping low, there were balls which were rearing up, and also the spinners. Devendra Bishu was absolutely on fire when he was bowling, and yesterday, you know, he produced a ripper to get the ball of the 21st century when he got the wicket of Brad Haddin. So looking at that, I would really doff my hat to Adam Voges for putting up such a brave display here of not losing his wicket at all, and no, making 130 unbeaten runs, facing 247 balls with 13 fours and 1 6. What a knock it was. I mean, he really waited. He was very patient, and patience really pays. And as I said, this could, if this is any indicator, I wouldn't be surprised if Adam Voges actually cements his place into this Australian team, because this is something which is truly extraordinary display by Adam Voges on his debut, scoring 130 on a very tricky pitch. Well, so keep up the good show, Adam Voges. So now, other than that, Mitchell Starc was Bishu once again was, as I said, he was the chief record yesterday. But I thought Australia did very well to get into 318, because on this particular pitch, as I said, any amount of runs, big lead, and as I said, West Indies are really struggling right away. As I said, they already lost 3 wickets. They're 48 for 3. So Adam Voges was the one who did it to the West Indies when Australia were all out for 318, thus taking a 170-run lead on the 3rd day. Mitchell Johnson made 20. He was a victim of Bishu with 1 4. Mitchell Starc was bowled by Bishu for duck. Nathan Lyon was LBW bowled Gabriel for 22 with 3 4s. And Josh Hazlewood, who really, when the score was 221 for 9, probably West Indies would have thought that now they would have a chance to actually dismiss the 10th wicket pretty quickly and probably restrict the lead a bit. But all those hopes were quashed when Josh Hazlewood joined Adam Voges in a partnership that yielded 97 invaluable runs, I would say, on this particular pitch, as Australia were out for 3. And finally, the frustration was brought to an end when Josh Hazlewood was clean bowled by Samuels for 39, leaving Adam Voges not out on 130. And bowling, well, I will start off with the ball of the century, which was bowled by Devendra Bishu to Brad Haddin. He had figures of 33 overs, 10 maidens, 80 runs, and he picked up 6 wickets on a pitch which was definitely helping the spinners. Marlon Samuel 22 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 71. Blackwood 3 overs, none for 15. Jason Holder 14 overs, 3 maidens, 1 for 30. 15 overs, 3 maidens, 1 for 38 for Shannon Gabriel. Jerome Taylor bowled 20 overs, 72 runs and 1 wicket. Well, I thought Jerome Taylor was the only one who couldn't really get something out of the wicket, even though the pitch was really helping. I was a bit surprised to see that Jerome Taylor could not he couldn't really use the conditions very well. Well, as far as West Indies were concerned, 170 runs in areas they started, and the start was not good at all. With Shai Hope, who played impressively in the first innings, was dismissed pretty early in the piece, as it was when the score reached 21. Shai Hope was dismissed, caught by Clark off the bowling of Johnson for 2, and then Brathwaite's wicket was taken by Mitchell Starc when he clean bowled Brathwaite for 15, and West Indies at stumps were 25 for 1 yesterday, that is on the 3rd day. And while I'm talking, the West Indies score has just moved to 50 mark right now, and they already lost 1 wicket today. As I said, Darren Bravo was the man to be dismissed, caught brilliantly by Warner in the slips of the bowling of Hazlewood for 5. And right now, when I'm talking to you, the cricket update which is coming up is Shane Dowditch is not out on 10 with no boundary. Marlon Samuels is not out on 3. West Indies really struggling here, 51 for 3 is the latest update. But I'm going to take you down live over there to really tell you what exactly is happening as and when the scores become available. But as I said, I'm going to look at some cricket news today, and the cricket news focus is on the helmets, because as I very rightly mentioned on the start of my cricket show, that Phil Hughes was the first victim of the helmet, and now there is one more victim, but it's not a real victim, but a real victim as far as international cricket is concerned, because the reason that I'm saying that is that he has lost his international career. His international career is all but over. I thought Craig Kieswetter had a lot to offer, and Craig Kieswetter. Well, one would remember Craig Kieswetter for all the good reasons, and that was way back in that was the one would remember that England won the World T20 final when they defeated Australia, and the man of the finals was Craig Kieswetter, who played beautifully, and he was the one. He's the I mean he's such a player. He used to open the innings, and he had a very good eye. And now let's see. He had a very good eye. He used to play some very good strokes, some forcing strokes, some strokes which were really very forceful. But let me just give you a brief as to what happened to Craig Kieswetter. Well, he was playing in a game for Northamptonshire, and this happened probably, I think this happened before the World Cup. World Cup 2015 started, for anyone who would have not known about this, and the ball actually struck Craig Kieswetter on the face when the ball went between the helmet and the grill, and it went on to break his nose, and he also damaged his eye socket, and then we all know that now Craig Kieswetter, after suffering that eye injury, and I also always thought that Craig Kieswetter had a very good eye, because the way he used to play his strokes, he had a really good eye, and that's where he was hit, and that has really brought a very sorry end to his international career, as Craig Kieswetter has been forced to retire from international cricket after this injury. So that really brings into focus as to whether the helmets that are being worn by all the cricketers now is pretty effective, or is there something that ICC need to seriously look into seriously look into, and especially considering that Phil Hughes also passed away. I think one has to really look into it. The ICC needs to really see whether they can come up with some solution here. Now, just giving a synopsis of what Kieswetter did. Now, Kieswetter, as I said, he has a lot of cricket left in him, and it's pretty unfortunate that his career has come to a very tame end here. Kieswetter played 46 one-day internationals for England. He played 25 T20s. He was more of an aggressive bloke, so he was tailor-made for one-day internationals and centuries. In fact, he also scored a century in the third one-day international, which against Bangladesh. That was back in Chittagong, and he was a person who was involved when England actually won that major cup. It was the World T20 finals in 2010. Now, as you remember, Craig Kieswetter made 63 runs of 49 balls in that particular game. So, and as far as first-class cricket is concerned, well, he scored 5,728 runs. His average was 39.23. He also played for Somerset, and definitely the director of Matthew Maynard has said it's a very sad news, absolutely sad news, because I thought Craig Kieswetter had a lot of things still to offer as far as English cricket is concerned, and I would say a cricketing career of Craig Kieswetter has been nipped in the bud because of the injury he suffered on his eye, unfortunately. Well, I can only wish well for Craig Kieswetter. I hope he gets on to some different things, and I wish good luck in whatever he does in his life other than cricket. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, just giving you the update before I leave this Cricket Happening show today for the last time is our West Indies are still trailing by 116 runs. We are in the first session of the third day's play, and Shane Dowditch is 11 men, and they have an onerous task to perform. As I said, this pitch is a very difficult pitch to bat on, unless and until someone is going to do what Adam Voges did in the first innings. It is going to be increasingly improbable for West Indies to get out of jail. But if they do it, I would say that would be real credit to them. Well, dear fans and subscribers, I think Australia have their noses in front here, and this looks to be, I'm sure Australia would be wrapping up this game pretty quickly. I won't be surprised even if this match gets over today, that is on the third day. Well, dear fans and subscribers, hope you all enjoyed my cricket show as usual. Thanks for your continuous company to the Cricket Happening show. And now it's time for me, your host Ram, on the cricket show to take leave. but promising you that tomorrow on Saturday, as you all know, dear friends and subscribers, it is always a late night cricket show once I return back from my office. So the late night cricket show will definitely talk about this third day's play and also whatever the cricket news that comes in. As far as the Intercontinental Cup matches are concerned, Ireland actually had a crushing win over the United Arab Emirates. So that's the first win. And as you know, Ireland are contesting, trying to see whether they can get test status from the ICC. And I thought they put up a very fine performance against the United Arab Emirates. That really sums up my Cricket Happenings show for today. See you all tomorrow. Until then, it's goodbye. Thanks.